the sun and the spinning of the earth. Those three things are everything. They are the circadian rhythms. We start with the circadian rhythms, and once as the body understands that it's nighttime and it's daytime, then we begin to balance. So when it understands that it's time for sleep, the melatonin comes. And the melatonin is the drug of regeneration. So it allows the brain to drop through the stages of sleep in a proper form. So each stage, N1, so non-REM and REM, and you have N2, you have N3, they're all very specific. Like, for example, N1 is where there's a lot of growth hormones coming out. And if you skip N1, you're skipping very specific hormones that are released. If you skip N2, you're missing out on some regeneration. If you're skipping REM, you're missing out on long-term memory processing from what you learned that day. So let's say your body knows that it was nighttime, melatonin's released, you go through a healthy stage of sleep. Then the body is saying, okay, it's another day of learning, and it secretes its cortisol. Hence, you wake up. And this is where cortisol gets you out of bed, and you're motivated to get out of bed. And you get out of bed, and you start your day, you move your body, the right amount of adrenaline's being dripped in, just a little bit to get you to move forward. You know, dopamine, they call it the drug of pleasure, but actually the right name for dopamine is it's the elixir of learning, because it's the dopamine that gets you back up to repeat the same thing. Then you get your dopamine and your cortisol and your adrenaline in the morning when you're supposed to get up and learn and focus and take agency, use your cognition, and move through the learning. If you let your cortisol levels go too high for too long, and again, I think many of you know this already, what that does is it sends signals to the amygdala, and the amygdala is sending signals that things are not safe right now because cortisol has gone for too long. So the way that you bring the cortisol level down is eating, and you eat protein and fat to bring the cortisol levels down. And so it's very important that you're getting the cortisol managed with timing, because if you let it go too long, serotonin doesn't come. And serotonin is the elixir of connection and soothing and joy, and it calms the nervous system and its connection. So that's very important in the learning environment. So we have the cortisol, but you need to plant it with serotonin. You need both of them for the learning, because the learning needs safety, which is serotonin.